Hi, Angelique Millette here, pediatric sleep consultant and parent educator. And I'm going to talk about the dreaded 30-minute short nap. And I get a lot of questions about the 30-minute nap. When I ask about naps at the classes that I teach, I can't tell you how many times parents raise their hands and they say, oh, it's the 30-minute short nap. It's the dreaded pop-up nap from that short 30-minute nap. Let's just lay the foundation a little bit and I'll explain just the framework about naps because I think it'll better help to understand why that 30-minute pop-up is happening. So when babies are born, when you've got your little newborn, their sleep is it's disorganized, it's not consolidated yet, and it takes a good 3, 4, 5, 6 months for their circadian rhythms to really organize. Usually between 2 to 4 months their circadian rhythms are organized, and you'll know that's happening because they start to have a long stretch of sleep from bedtime to the first feed of the night. Most of them do. Some of them won't, especially if they have colic or reflux. It might be more difficult for them to organize those circadian rhythms. It takes a little bit longer for that regulation to occur. But for most babies, it's going to happen between 2 to 4 months. And what you'll see happen is that they might have short naps, they might have long naps. It's kind of hit or miss. But you want to start to see the development of at least one long nap a day, starting around the time they're 3, 4, 5 months of age. One long nap. It's typically going to be that morning nap that's going to be the long nap. Now, just to put things into perspective, newborns are going to have anywhere from 4 to 6 naps per day. So that could mean that they're having 2, 3, 4 naps that are 30 minutes long, and then the rest might be long naps. Between 4 to 6 months of age, your baby's going to go down to 3 naps per day. And then between 6 to 9 months, they're going to go down to 2 naps per day. And then between 12 to 18 months, they're all going to go down to 1 nap per day. And I just want to lay the framework for naps like that because from 0 to 18 months, they really consolidate naps quite a bit. And so I'll say this in my classes all the time, repeat after me, do not stress about naps. Do not stress about naps. And I'll speak from personal experience. I certainly stressed quite a bit about naps when my daughter was in those first few months. She's a great napper. They will get better at napping. Those naps will consolidate. Part of that is a normal physiological consolidation of naps that happens over those first 6 to 9 months. So let's talk about that 30-minute nap, that short nap, and why it's happening. One of the reasons it's happening is that your baby is still consolidating their naps, which basically means that their daytime sleep is still organizing. It's still coming together. But like I said, that sometime between 4 to 6 months, you want to start to see that they can have one long nap per day. And a long nap would be a nap that's 45 minutes to a couple hours long. A long nap is 45 minutes to a couple hours long. If all your baby can do would be these short 30-minute naps, it's probably a sign that they don't really know how to put themselves to sleep for the nap, or they don't know how to put themselves back to sleep after the 30-minute pop-up. Now, there are a lot of different methods that you can use to actually change that. You'll find that if you look at the archive webinars on my website, there's a no-low cry method. There's also sleep training or nap training that you can use for this. The easiest way to go about changing this would be that you try to help your baby go to sleep a little bit more drowsy. So at the beginning of the nap, introduce a pre-nap routine that's 5 or 10 minutes long where you darken up the room and you might put them in a sleep sack or a swaddle depending if they're rolling or not rolling yet. You might even nurse or feed for a few minutes, but here's the but. If you can, try to see if you can, instead of nursing or feeding them to sleep, you can start to just rock them to drowsiness or hold them to drowsiness. And as they start to get drowsy but they're not totally asleep, you put them down. When you put them down, keep your hands in contact. Stay with them and help them get to sleep. Help them learn to get to sleep out of your arms on the flat surface of the co-sleeper or bassinet or the crib with you massaging their forehead or patting or doing a little bit of shushing to help them get to sleep. Now, I talk about that method in great detail. That's called the rinse and repeat method. It's a no-low cry method that I love. I've been using for almost 20 years, and I talk about that on my archive webinars that you can find on my website. It's if you look under the topic, the No Low Cry Sleep Solution. You can use that method to teach your baby to start to put himself to sleep. If he was to wake up at that 30-minute mark, pick him up. Don't just start a cycle of wakefulness or playing. Instead of engaging or making eye contact, close your eyes and then rock your baby back to sleep. Rock your baby back to sleep. That could take 5 or 10 minutes. As they're starting to get drowsy and heavy again, put them back down, and then use that no low cry method to help them accept getting put back down with you patting or shushing or forehead massage to get them back to sleep. Now, the point of using the method is that you're teaching your baby that after 30 minutes, it's not the end of the nap. It's in fact time to go back to sleep. Try to do that cycle 2, 3, 4 times to lengthen out the nap. Try it for maybe another 30 to 60 minutes to see if you can teach your baby to lengthen out the nap and sleep past the 30-minute pop-up. That can take days to weeks of practice, and for some babies, they won't accept the no low cry method very readily, and you might consider doing the nap training. Take a look at the nap training webinar to learn all about nap training. There are a lot of caveats for nap training, and that webinar covers all the caveats and talks about exactly how to do the method. Thanks so much for listening to the webinar, or to the sleep tips video today. Hope it's been helpful to you.